In this lesson, you will learn how to build your application modules in ALM Octane for your SAP S/4HANA projects. So there are different approaches to build your application modules in ALM Octane for your SAP S/4HANA application. We will discuss two of them in this lesson. The very first one is to use your application module for your SAP modules. So like you have finance, sales, procurement, asset management. So these would represent your first level module in ALM Octane's application module. Or you say no, you want to be structured more in a business process way, so you can make use of the business processes you have in your SAP environment. So make to order, invoice to pay, invoice to cash, and represent those as the first level application module in ALM Octane. I will create those for the SAP modules. So I will build exactly these 8 modules into the application module structure, and then you can further divide it based on your subcategories you want to cover during the continuous test management and improvement of your SAP environment. In Octane, we need to go to the quality module. So you can also already see that in this newly created project, I have already configured my modules to be SAP relevant. So the ones I don't need in my implementation of SAP S/4HANA, I will not use, and I have hidden them. Now, in order to build the application modules, we need to navigate to the quality module in ALM Octane. So let's go there. And you can see this module is completely empty. And now I can decide to create application modules. Either I can do it directly here on the tree, or I do it here on the application modules tab and start building my modules. So let's first start entering finance as a application first level module. Let's enter it, and you can see it is entered directly under the root node, and this is exactly what is meant in ALM Octane when you create reports or you want to do any kind of filtering. This is the first level application module. Everything under this will be second level, and then that's basically it from the selection perspective, but you can still build deeper hierarchies with 4, 5 level, but those will be then associated as direct links or represented as all application modules which are then covered during a report. But this doesn't matter for now. So let's build the next one. And also take care where you have the focus, because underneath the focus you will build your application module. You can see also there is a possibility to build a shared application modules if you want to have separate ALM Octane workspaces for your SAP S/4HANA implementation. If maybe you want to build and implement SuccessFactors as well in a separate project and other application, then you can make use of the shared application module, and they will appear in other projects out of the box, so like a template. But let's continue. The next one is sales, and you can keep this open by add and another. So we continue with supply chain. The next one is professional services. So this is just an example. So at the end you will have your own application modules based on your modules in SAP you have implemented. So let's go for procurement. And we have the R&D and engineering and asset management. So now you can see I've built my first level hierarchy for the application modules, and these are representing my SAP S/4HANA modules. And below this, I can now create additional modules to build a more dedicated structure to my environment. This can be completely flexible. So potentially under finance, you could say you have some kind of cost management. You may have finance operations, maybe billing, and so on. So basically you could then build your sub-hierarchies underneath your first level modules, and this will appear as the second level modules in your heat map graph you want to create. So now let's take this opportunity and go to see what is the impact on the reporting, because currently there's no data associated with this hierarchy. But what is the impact now on the reporting? If we go to the dashboard module, just clean up your dashboard when you come in, and let's first look for the very important widget, which is the quality by application module. And you will see, if I just do it right, so you will see that under configuration I can have here under display first of all a release which I can assign. So basically I get rid of it. Currently there's no focus for a release, but then I can select first level and second level, and this is exactly what I was mentioning. The first level is the finance and so on, and the second level are the ones I have created now with cost management, billing and finance operation. And the size of the boxes you can decide, so if those will be represented as story point. Makes totally sense if you are implementing your HANA environment with an agile approach where you have your backlog items, define user stories, or you say no, we are working with a traditional approach and we are using requirements, or not at all. So we just have the test cases, so you can say the number of test cases within this module, the first level or the second level, will define the size of the box. So this should be the standard configuration for your SAP project. And now I can name it here, let's say quality by SAP S/4HANA modules. So this is currently empty, and the reason why it is empty is that we don't have anything under the quality module. So if I would now go and let's create few test cases. So we have here just an example. I will delete this later on. So example 1, and so I have now one single test case created. Let's see the direct impact. You can see finance is appearing now. So if I do the same, like I go here and create for sales also one test case, example sales, add. Now in the quality module or heat map, quality heat map, you can see both have one test case. And then you can continue based on the creation of test cases. You can also take one test case and assign it to multiple modules, because this may be end-to-end test case which is covering different modules. Then you can say this is impacting also procurement. So this test is now assigned to sales and procurement and can be found there as well. And it has also an impact on the heat map. You can see that now procurement is also appearing. And now very important thing is, before you just execute your test cases, define your criteria for your heat map. This is important. You can say, okay, if there are more than 0 defects opened based on a filter, so your filter would be there should be no defects opened in these two phases, then it will be green, otherwise it will become red. Same you can say if there is less % automation. Currently we don't have any automation, but if I check this one, it will highlight all the boxes red, and you can say if there is more than 1% of failed test runs, any runs you can apply here, and then those will become red. If I save it, you can see here less than 1% automation is given. That's the reason why they are red. But for now, I will remove this one, and you can see that these are currently green. In order to make it work, you can now say I would like to execute a test. Let's say we execute this test. This is impacting 2 modules, and we will fail it for you to see how it is impacting back your application modules. Yeah? So you see we have failed this test. Now going back to the dashboard module, sales and procurement are failed and finance is passed. And this is the current state of your workspace. You can also assign a release to your heat map. You basically do this by clicking on the display and then select the release. But currently we don't have defined any release, so you have a default release. Means if the time range of the release you have created is in the time range of today's date, then this will act as a default release. So this is a very good option if you want to do it continuously, one graph, and as you are progressing, your release are changing. So you can have this option to see always the current view, but you can also select additional releases if there are any. This is just a release which was created globally. We can ignore this for now. So let's say save, and that's basically it. How simple you can build your SAP structure in Octane and get very quickly some value out of it by creating test cases and see what is going on. In the next lesson, we will discuss what is the best option to create test cases. Maybe today you have already test cases which exist in Excel and you would like to import it. So this would be a great approach to import your test cases to ALM Octane in order to assign those modules directly with content.